All right.
Ernest fucks with me every day.
Welcome to Season 6 of ImVibes Podcast. Now here's your host, Eric Malazzi. What? Oh, not Malazzi. Anyway, here's Eric.
Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome to, I believe this is episode 8 of season 6.
Oh, right. 8's my favorite number.
I actually have it right, man. I don't normally keep track of that stuff.
Yeah.
We are back at home, sweet home, Tommy's Pub on a Saturday afternoon. It's 90 fucking degrees outside, so I'm back here sweating, but
that makes two of us.
It's all right though. The drinks are flowing like they always are. We have a special guest in the house tonight of a band, one of our favorite bands. Well, actually, our only band that we know of from Greenville, South Carolina. Hey. Motherfucking Razorgrave. This is Sean, guys. Yeah. It's been a long time coming. We've been trying to get them on the podcast for a while, so yeah. There we go.
Hey, I recognize that song.
I love it. I love you guys' new shit.
Oh, dude. You and me both.
But no, I still love the old shit. So, if you guys don't know, Sean is vocals and guitarist for Razorgrave. You guys weren't always called Razorgrave though, so
no,
you were Neverfall for a while, right?
For the vast majority of us doing the whole music thing.
What happened there? What? I think I know, but our listeners don't know. So
we changed our name. We were Neverfall from 2011 until right after Hurricane Helene hit. And we just it.
I still have that patch at the house.
Dude, I still love the logo.
Yeah,
I love the patch. I love the shirts.
I
still have all that shit at home, but it just, the name a lot of times just kind of held us back from shows, from tours and other things like that.
Really?
Yeah, because people would just read the name and they'd be like, oh, this is like, radio rock. It's no, we're like thrash and death metal. Yeah. So no,
so wait, people thought you were radio rock from that name of the band?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it didn't fit our sound. Like our live sound, like even our recordings and all that, it didn't jive well. And so when our old drummer Ethan had left 2016 or 17, we had kind of spitballed other names back and forth for a while. And it just was like, we never found one that we settled on. And when Ian, our new drummer, joined, and it took forever to find something. We're just like, we'll put it on the back burner, and we just left it alone. Mm-hmm. Well, when everything kind of went south for a little while, we were done doing our most recent record, Ep.8. And we had just like a lot of downtime to do recording, and all the stuff that we had written, like Mind Decay and the more recent stuff. It's a lot darker, it's a lot heavier, faster, meaner sounding. We're like, Neverfall just doesn't fit. And so the same thing, we started spitballing names, and during that downtime, we landed on Razorgrave, and I was like, that fits a lot better.
I like the name.
Yeah, I love the name. Some people, we still run into people, they're like, man, I still like you always need to be Neverfall. And it's like, shit. But it's okay though. I like both eras, but Razorgrave, just for everything, sound, image, all that good stuff. It just, for me, it just fits a little bit better.
Are you going to be able to go back and change the stuff on Spotify? Because if anyone wants to hear old Razorgrave shit, which I love, I love Rats.
Yeah. Feast for the Rats.
Yes, I love that song. But in order to find that song, you got to look you guys.
Yeah, you really got to do some digging, which sucks because it's like, well. So, okay, little story time
for the Rats.
Yeah. That live was always fun to do, just at the end, especially with how my voice has kind of evolved over the last couple of years. It's like, I like doing the ending of it and just getting really low, just as low as possible. And so for recording for Razorgrave stuff, we did all of it was done at Drew's house.
Oh, really?
Everything. Yeah. He got this wild hair to start recording, and the rabbit hole that we went down for guitar sounds, we tried so many different ways to get our sound, because all of our last records never felt like they never felt like they hit the mark guitar sound wise. Like they always kind of felt like close, but not exactly how we sound live.
Right. The newer shit's more, I want to say more crunchier.
It's meaner. It's the way we recorded it.
Yeah.
But with the stuff that was in Neverfall, especially Ep.8, it came out like good, but we weren't 100% happy with it. Like if it was up to us, like I wish we could go back and re-record it the way that we did all of Razorgrave shit. Maybe. Because it would sound even meaner.
Whoa,
but
maybe you should.
I know. It's twisted. You got to twist Drew's arm for
What's stopping you? I mean, so wait, does Drew have a studio in his house? Or?
So, yeah. He basically, he recorded the entire thing basically up in his room. Like he's got like this little like nook area that's got his computer set up. Like we did, drums, bass, like he's got like all the DIs for it. I think when we tried everything to do guitars, and that was the biggest thing because like we could dial the bass sound in really quickly and get like a really grindy, nasty bass sound. And Mike likes the Anthrax Exodus kind of like clanky, over the top, like strings smacking the fretboard sound.
I've noticed he wears a lot of Anthrax shirts.
Oh yeah. Dead giveaway. But we love him. He's a punk kid at heart, so he loves that sound.
Yeah.
And so getting his sound was a little bit easier. Drums it surprisingly is pretty easy too, but guitar was always those one like me and Drew are such gear and like tone fiends that for us like we'll know if something's like the right fit like within the first few notes.
Yeah.
And the first time we kind of did like a DI track and it was good. But then after that we actually tried miking our cabs like we do live. And of course, like we're cranked and it sounded great, but there was like, you need the consistency over and over and over again. And if you don't hit it time after time, if the tubes aren't hot enough, if it hasn't had time to heat up, then it's a different sound every single time. And so we did that. We did our heads DI, and then we just kind of basically matched the way that our heads and cabs sound live, and just did as close to like a DI as possible. And it came like 99% of the way there, and we were like, okay, enough fucking with it. We're done. Like that's it. That's the one. Cool. And then so from that point on, that's how we just kind of stuck with those. So now if you transpose that with older Neverfall stuff, it's like,
But I mean, that's part of a band growing.
Yeah.
Tuning in their sound.
Yes.
I mean, I love both. The new shit. I was actually bummed. We've seen you guys
a bunch of
times. Last time we saw you guys opened for X-Hoarder.
Yes.
At the in Columbia.
Oh,
and when I was talking
show.
to you, you're like, man, we're doing a whole new set of all new songs. I was like, you're not going to play Rats tonight? You're like, no. I'm like, fuck. I was like, man, all right.
I want to play. I like playing it. There's still like, if so when we timed our set, especially like for tour, like we're big on like not going over like time. Like if someone gives us set time, like
but it's
30
fucking
minutes.
True to go over because it cuts time for other bands.
Yeah,
so,
everyone after that they got to suffer because you got to get on and off quick.
Yeah,
and especially on tour when you're at bigger venues, if you got bigger bands, it's like it's disrespectful to them, and you're trying to be mindful of everybody's time.
Right.
And so for us, like we'll be at rehearsal, we'll like set the timer and we'll bullshit between songs. Like, okay, this is where we're gonna talk. This is where we're not gonna talk. Like song, talk, roll, keep going. And like when we've got like longer sets, like say if we did like 40 minutes or something, like our set right now is right at like 32 minutes. If we had a longer like 40-minute set, like it makes me want to poke like Drew and be like, Drew and Mike, like, let's play Feast, let's play something.
Yeah.
So it's like they still do well in the set list. Like we'll play them periodically at rehearsal just to kind of like make sure we still remember them, because like we've gotten asked to play at encores. We don't have anything like ready to roll, and we're like, oh shit, we're gonna have to go like dig into the archives and see if we can still play it.
Maybe a cover for an encore.
There you go.
Yeah.
We've done covers. Not a not a ton of them recently.
Keep that in mind because later on in the show, I'm going to ask you a question about covers. So.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Because we had some cool ones we've done over the past.
Yeah.
Like I wish we could still kind of play them just periodically, but we kind of just keep the original stuff just in the set.
Dude, I am a sucker for thrash metal. I know, dude. All right, I'm 51 years old, and we, like I said, we just went to fucking Rockville.
Yeah,
and you walk around, you see all these rock shirts, and I don't know, man. I think
there's something about thrash that's it's always spoke to me.
But nobody, I don't want to say it's dying, but I'm going to say it's not where it used to be as far as thrash. I mean,
it hurts.
Every headline band on that fucking stage were like 3 Doors Down and, shit like that. We were on the side stage where it was fucking blacktop the whole time.
Yeah.
We were on the blacktop. I mean, I fucked up and all these shoes I brought were these Public Enemy Vans that I got on, and I fucking forgot to pack shoes. So they're black shoes on black top. My feet were raw by the end of the day.
It's like, ow.
And I was like, yeah. So I mean, yeah, but I was like, man, I'm like this. And the bad thing was, and I talked about this on the last podcast. So they had 2 stages side by side.
Yeah.
One stage was emo bands, and then they would go thrash.
Yeah.
Emo band, thrash.
Yeah.
And there was one band called Bill Murray. Hey, had fucking, but they played right before Acid Bath. So we're sitting there. We have to listen to this fucking emo band with a saxophone player.
What?
And a flute.
Holy shit. Hell yeah.
And we're sitting there. We're like, why do we have to hear this? We're waiting for Acid Bath.
Yeah. It's such a contrast.
But that stage had more people
than the thrash band.
Than the thrash ones did.
It hurts.
It hurts.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's the thing with thrash is like there's not
It's
really
the flute.
Yeah, it's the flute. That's it. That's the missing key component. Thrash needs a flute.
I mean, now I will tell you, the girl playing saxophone was pretty fucking hot. She was smoking hot. But I think that's why everyone's like, oh yeah, damn, stop and check out the girl playing fucking saxophone. I mean, I'm not saying I wasn't watching, but I was not enjoying the music at all.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry, emo kids.
We know how much you like saxophone players.
yeah.
Wait a minute.
Listen, I'm all for some
damn
sax.
I walked into that shit. It's a long story. Before you leave, look at this. There's a sticker on the cooler over there that will explain the whole saxophone thing.
Okay.
Kind of.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm like looking for it now. I'm like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a prank that my dad pulled on me. And,
okay.
Yeah. Anyways, we're not going into that. So you guys just wrapped up a tour.
Yes, with Slackjaw.
You guys went to my hometown.
Where is it?
Detroit.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Detroit was like the second night of tour. We played at the Sanctuary.
Oh, okay.
That shit was fun. We had a blast. Like we were all kind of nervous rolling into Detroit because it was like none of us had ever been there. Like I grew up in Indianapolis. Well, like Fishers, up until I was like 7 years old. I want to say 7 or 8, and that was my first time in Detroit. That was pretty sure everybody's first time in Detroit, and a little nervous, but like
it's not that bad up there.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't as terrifying as everyone makes it out to be. And
there are certain sides of town you don't go to. Yeah,
1,000%.
Yeah.
But when we rolled up to the Sanctuary, like we stumbled out of our RV and we were just like, all right, we're here. Let's get set up to play. And we were on tour with Slackjaw and super cool guys.
Yeah.
They have become the homies really quickly. And that was playing at the Sanctuary was an absolute blast.
Was it a packed venue?
It was sold out.
Fucking right. Hell yeah.
I think it was like the month before we got the notification it was sold out. And we were just like, holy shit, hell yeah. And then Cleveland or Columbus was sold out. And then the following night was sold out. And then the night before at Reggie's in Chicago was sold out too.
Fucking right.
So it was like back to back to back to back. Like all of them were capacity sold out shows. And it was like, holy shit, this is fun.
How was the audience when you guys were playing? Because I mean, you guys are fucking awesome. So
we treat everything like we're trying to go play it like like we just went to Download Festival, which is my like that's if we ever play Download Festival, that's like I've considered like I've done my live stream.
That's on my bucket list.
It is a blast.
That and Hellfest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had been to Download when I was a teenager. It is the coolest fucking experience.
You were telling us before we did the podcast that you saw
Metallica
there.
Yeah. Without Lars, but it was like, holy shit, this is cool. But it was fun because like so the first show that we played, it was at Reggie's in Chicago, and the first. Well, let me backtrack for a sec. We had a one-off show in Lafayette, Indiana, which I was originally our first start date was May 10th. It was going to be Indianapolis, but like something happened where we couldn't get a venue secured, and like somehow like Mike managed to get a venue secured in Lafayette, and the reason we wanted to play it so bad is because Mike's wife is from that area. And I had grown up in Indianapolis. So I was like, oh, I've got a bunch of friends I'm going to call. And like, we're going to have a bunch of people come hang out. And of course we played that show, and like, it was a really cool venue. It was a really fun time. We played really good. The whole set was new, but it was just like, dude, the crowd was not into anybody that night.
Really?
Like they were like on their phones playing like bingo and shit.
That sucks.
I was like, God, what the fuck? But the second night when we were actually in Reggie's, like they were there to get down. They had like little mini beach balls going while we were playing.
Hell yeah.
It was fun. And then every night after that, like, I'll be honest, like we don't get too nervous or jittery before shows. I think the only time I've ever been like nervous before a show was when we opened for Death Angel.
I was from the bit. I know you're a big Death Angel fan.
Oh, dude, it's tattooed on my forearm.
The first time I saw you guys, after you guys played at the Mouse on you were wearing a Death Angel.
Oh yeah,
sweatshirt.
Oh yeah.
And I came up to you and I talked to you at the bar because we had just seen Death Angel open for Sepultura and Creator.
Oh, we were there.
And actually,
we were there.
Death Angel, me personally, was the best band that night.
Oh,
they sounded phenomenal. They were
super tight. They always sound good. Like, so we'll get to crowd things back in a minute, but like this is how we've kind of become, like how Death Angels become massive influences and like on us and just and me in general. But like we saw them 2012 with Testament and Testament and Anthrax. And it was at the Fillmore. But that's kind of what snowballed like our drive to be like a hardcore, like just strictly like thrash and almost death metal is being at that show and seeing all three of them. Cause we love all three of those bands.
All three, I still haven't seen Exodus.
Oh, dude, go see them. Yeah, phenomenal.
I know.
But Death Angel was one of those ones that like I had known about them since I was like a early teenager, but like I never really like, I didn't listen to them as much as I did in high school because I was still on the, Megadeth, Metallica, Slayer. Like that's all I listened to in high school, and occasional death metal then. But Death Angel had released Relentless Retribution, which is what really got me like, okay, they've got the tone, they got the sound, the feel, like, okay, cool. And so when we saw them on tour, they were phenomenal. And ever since then, like when either of them had come around, like we're going to see them. So me, Drew, and Mike would always go see them. And we saw Death Angel play the Ultraviolence all the way through at Tremont Hall in Charlotte.
Old school Tremont.
Dude, we went there and it was like a Monday night. There's like 50 people there. And we were there because they were playing the Ultraviolence the whole way through. And so we showed up early as hell because we thought the line was going to be wrapped around the building. And there wasn't that many people there when we rolled up. So we're like, all right, let's go in the venue.
That was in the later days of
yes.
Tremont when John was
It would have been 2013.
Yeah.
I think is when that.
Yeah.
And so like I was on a mission to meet Rob because like I've always loved his leads and his playing and his tone. And so I was like, I need to meet this dude. So I had met Rob and I guess he kind of took note that me and Drew were like eyeballing his rig and his playing the whole time. Cause afterwards he was like, I knew you were a guitar player. So he signed like the flyer with all the bands on it and like all the members had signed it. And I still have that thing on my wall at home. And so I started taking guitar from him like a couple years later.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Rob had taught me for a couple of years, actually.
Dude, that's fucking badass.
He is one of the coolest fucking dudes ever. The whole band is. Everybody in that band is super fucking cool. But of course, when they come around, like we make it a point to go see them.
Of course. Yeah.
And so we've kind of built that repertoire with them and like they've been a massive influence. And so when we finally got the chance to open for them, 2019, it was all hell. No, it was us, Beast Mode from Athens, Georgia. And then it was, Hellfire, Ex Mortis, and Death Angel. That is the only time of all the big bands we've ever opened for. That is the only one I've actually been nervous going on stage.
Because you're opening for Death Angel.
This is like I gotta open for the master. I gotta do my teacher proud.
Yeah.
So the whole time I'm like, don't miss any notes or any vocal things and we played our asses off at that show. But like, you know, to bring it back to our tour, at that first show with Slackjaw and it was, you know, sold out. We were nervous because there's that many people packed in that small room. And like, we're like, oh shit, don't make any mistakes. And it was like, I mean, we make little mistakes.
You need to show those motherfuckers who you guys are. Yeah,
dude. And we make sure every show we throw down as hard as we can and we have a blast. I mean, I can't go wild if I'm like, since I got to play guitar and do vocals, but like I want to be like, if I only had to do vocals or only had to do guitar, like it's a whole different animal.
Right.
But regardless, we try to throw down as hard as we can every show. And if we're sore the next day, like, fuck it. We can go get, we can go get a massage at like Planet Fitness and chug some energy drinks. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
We'll make it work.
Yeah. Oh man.
But it was good, man. The crowds every single night were a blast. I think Cleveland at the Foundry was probably my favorite show of that whole tour. Like when we finished and we hit the last notes of Savage and, you know, thank you, good night, we're Razorgrave, and the whole crowd was Razorgrave.
No shit.
Dude.
Fucking right,
dude.
It's
on the Instagram, it's on my page, and I was just like, holy shit, that's a good feeling. So the whole tour was like that. It was great.
Midwest states love thrash metal. I think that's why I like it, because I'm from, you know, Midwest. So I mean, high school for me, I'm a lot older than you are, I think.
I'm 33.
I'm 51.
Okay, so not a little. There's a little age gap.
But my high school days was, you know, Anthrax, Metallica, Megadeth, but mixed into that was also rap.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hip hop. It was funny. I was talking to Ernest earlier. I found a shirt online. It's the Police, the band, and underneath it says "fuck NWA."
That's dope. I love that.
I was like, I'm buying this shirt. I got to buy it.
That's so good. I fucking love it.
But I mean, in high school, that's when the Black Album came out for me. So I was raised. It's so funny when I meet people that are like, all right, I didn't get into Metallica till the Black Album. And I'm like, were you under a fucking rock?
Dude, yeah.
I'm like, dude.
You missed all the great albums.
Master Puppets. You missed Ride the Lightning. You missed And Justice for All, where they said they sold out. Because I'll never forget, I was telling Brent about this when we were driving back from Rockville.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the one video. I was like, man, they sold out. I'm like, no, they didn't sell out. And then, you know, after that, it was a long time before they put out something. And then they put out the Black Album. Oh, they sold out. You know what? I love the Black Album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I catch hell because when I was a kid, the first two albums I remember getting, I think my parents bought me a Bon Jovi record and then a Savage Garden record. But then when I got
Anchovy, sorry,
Anchovy.
I've always called them that.
So when I got when we moved to England, we moved there when I was like 8 or 9, and that's where I first saw the One video, which is why I started playing drums.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm actually more of a drummer than a guitar player. I just don't play with it.
I would have never guessed that, dude.
Oh, no. Dude, that was my first love was drums. Wow. But that's how I started, was like I heard the double bass part, like the bridge in One, and I was like, I want to, and so I was like, I want to do that, and fast forward a little while. The first album I ever bought with my own money was Ride the Lightning. Like, because I didn't know what album it was. I didn't know what the song was. I remember seeing the video on Kerrang, and I couldn't remember what it was. And like, I'd get this like weekly or whatever the issue count was for Kerrang at like our local like newsstand or whatever. And I remember there was like an ad for all the albums.
I used to read Kerrang too. Man.
I love it. I fucking love it. That's how I found so many cool bands. But like, there was like a page that like I remember this because it had every single album up to Saint Anger at that point. I think it was out. No, it wasn't out because it stopped at S&M because it was 333.
For the record,
yeah,
I like Saint Anger.
The worst one I get hate
I love
for,
that album.
Load and Reload, because I love Load and Reload. I get so much shit for it all the
Load.
time. Yeah,
I like King Nothing.
Yeah,
that's a great song.
Hero. Yeah. So on Load, let's see. Load. My favorite song is either Until It Sleeps or Hero of the Day. Which here Until It Sleeps is actually part like on my forearm.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, it's like so you got BC Rich headstock right here, and you've got Tear Me Open, Pour Me Out. From that, dude, I would get the whole song tattooed if I could.
You put a lot more thought into your musical tattoos, and I mean, I've got them all too. But,
yeah.
Bad Brains, Run DMC, Faith No More.
Oh, that's dope. I was looking at it, I was like, what is that?
People are like, what is that? I'm like, well, I did some research as to what that is. It's actually a drop of cum that's on fire.
Oh hell yeah! That's like Load and Reload was like. Yeah. I was always curious what the albums were.
Blood and Nut.
Yeah, and then, it's like Blood and Piss, and then Cum and Blood or something. Yeah, it was like I was like, oh, that's interesting. But those albums, like, I love the guitar tone on them. Like, I love the songs on them. Like, there's like the era of Metallica that I love, which is Kill Through Justice.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones like musically, like for the way the songs are written, produced and all that stuff, like Load and Reload are like, I love those. Even Saint Anger, like I don't mind a lot of it.
That snare drum kind of sucks, but it was something they were trying to do new.
Yeah.
They were trying to change it up.
Yeah.
Rick Rock that.
No, it was Bob Rock.
Bob Rock.
Yeah.
Bob Rock produced that album. He's like, hey, let's change
try
up
something.
And oh my God.
Yeah.
People were like,
what the fuck, dude? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Turn the fucking snares back on.
Yeah.
I thought he was gone by Saint Anger.
That was his last album.
That was his last album. Okay.
Yeah, because he was with them. He was during that some kind of monster documentary they did.
Yeah,
because it was him. That was him the whole time. And I was like,
hey, you know what? During that documentary,
he had to play bass.
You would think Metallica was over. So
yeah, dude, it was a train. It's very eye opening, but it's also like, holy shit, that's a train wreck.
Yeah. So I know Ernest went to that show.
Yeah.
So did Brent over here. Brent's hiding. We were talking about this.
Hi, Brent.
We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
I'm actually jealous that I didn't go to the show because like we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
I've seen Metallica six times. Yeah. I've never heard him play Orion once. And they played it that night. So
with the tribute to Cliff Burton,
dude,
so they had him all on the video screens.
Yeah. Every time I see pictures of that show,
did. It started raining.
Yeah. Every show people post about Metallica shows, I'm always just like, man, I want to go so bad. But it's like I told you earlier, like me and two of my friends went when we were still in high school, and we saw them like 6 feet away from Hammett and Hetfield.
Yeah.
Like I can't replicate that again. Like I'm poor, I can't go see them that close again.
Right. And you don't want to go see them again without that same experience because I hate going to shows at PNC.
Yeah.
Because you're a mile away.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
Last show we saw at PNC, and you're gonna love this.
All right. What do you got?
Perfect Circle.
Okay.
With Lucifer and Primus. And
that dude, I want to see Primus so bad.
Dude, listen to this. There was never a break. I'm sorry, there was a 5-minute intermission.
Yeah.
But all the bands stayed on stage together. So when Primus wasn't playing, there was couches up on the top of the stage.
Yeah.
They would go up and they would sit on the couch and just watch the other bands play. They brought out a ping pong table.
Yeah.
They had Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
Yeah.
Well, they were playing games.
Yeah.
While the bands were playing.
That is fucking hilarious.
And
that's amazing.
That was a great. That was a great show too.
That was dude. I got hooked onto so many more Perfect Circle songs
because of
after that show.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that was dope. So I want to, I checked out the set list. I'm like, yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
Isn't it weird how that happens? Like you see like the tour package of like who's on a bill, and you've listened to like the headliner and like one other band. And you're like, I haven't checked this band out, or like I don't really listen to them. And then after the show, you're like, I got to go listen to them like nonstop. That happened to me with Gojira and
Gojira.
Oh fuck, who's the other one?
I love Gojira.
Me too.
Oh, dude, Flying Whales is still one of my favorite songs.
Seen him yet? I saw him at the Fillmore not too long ago, and my God, that was a fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I always try to go catch
Yeah.
opening acts now because
you
just never know.
Yeah.
You know who's my bucket list one that I want to see that I still haven't seen, that like it hurts my soul. They're my top tier. Like I love to listen to them when I'm at the gym, in the truck, whatever. Is Orbit Culture. That is the one band I have not seen that I am like dying to see. Is Orbit Culture.
I've never.
Go listen to Orbit Culture. Go listen to either Vultures of North or Strangler.
Those are like awesome song names.
They stay in my like repeat all the time. That's like my alarm to get up. That's my. I'm gonna listen to something right when I go lift weights.
So. Wake up to that?
Yeah, yeah, 1,000%. Like the most like as soon as like 5:30 hits, it's like all right, go time. So immediately Strangler comes on, and it's just like boom, boom, boom. Like get up, get the fuck up.
So I assume you don't need coffee when you wake up.
No. Occasionally I might need like a C4 if I'm like dragging ass that morning, but like most times like that immediately wakes me up. Like I can't hear the like the Apple like alarm, like the basic one that comes with. If I hear that, I like it. I hate it.
It makes me cringe.
Yeah, every time. Every time.
If I wake up listening to Thrash, I just wait.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. What?
Tell him again, Brent. Yeah.
Brent from Baltimore is in the house. If you guys don't know, Brent's my go-to guy for shows, man. We go to shows a lot. We went to Thursday night, went to go see Run the Jewels.
Sick.
That was awesome,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. There was no opener. There was just a DJ up there spinning tunes. The very next night, they were starting their tour with Wu-Tang Clan, so they started their tour here in Charlotte.
Yeah.
It was at the Amp in Valentine, which is a weird place. Like the fucking road's right behind the stage. There's no back to the stage. It's up with the yuppies. Rich ass people. Yeah. I mean, but it was, being part of the podcast and walking through the crowd, it's pretty cool and all that. People are like, hey,
I know you.
Yeah, I know you. I'm like, shit. I'm like, you want a sticker? Here you go.
Yeah.
But Run the Jewels was pretty dope. So that was
awesome.
Fun.
Awesome.
We're gonna go see what's their next show? I think Hatebreed at the Fillmore. It's them.
Yeah.
Fugitive and a bunch of other bands,
okay. I did see when Fugitive was coming around.
Maybe you should come up for that show, Sean.
Dude, what day is it?
It's a Wednesday night.
Oh, brutal. Okay, so I don't live that far away from Asheville, so I might be able to swing out there. It's doable.
It's in Charlotte.
Oh, it's in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you need a place to crash, I have a couch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we might make that work, dude.
Back in the day, I let a band called the Free Coasters crash at my house when they were on tour.
Yeah.
They're a ska reggae band, which is my other love.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like thrash metal and ska are my two things. It's weird. It's complete opposite day and night.
So I'll tell you, you want to know my other band, like, well, not band, I guess you'd say style that I listen to that's not, death or thrash metal is my main one is like retro wave, like synthwave stuff. So like the midnight stuff like that, like 80s synth. I fucking love it. My tattoo artist, the guy that has done, I've gone to the same dude since I was 20 years old. His name is Jordy Ramone. So he works at Family Tradition Tattoo.
Jordy Ramone. And that's not a real.
No, but he's done every single one of my tattoos since I was 20.
Let's go.
Yeah. but I think we were doing my whole back piece and he had like a whole like synth playlist. And the whole time he was tattooing, I was like, I love this. And I've never listened to it before. So now if I'm not listening to like the most, bludgeoning over the top thrash and death metal, it's like retro synthwave. Yeah. And I fucking love it. It's great.
It's actually funny. Me and my wife went and had a whole, which is rare. We had a whole morning today where I wasn't actually hungover on a Saturday. We went out and we did some yard sale and all this shit. And we stopped, we ate lunch, but we stopped at a place called Mad Jackson, Matthews. Yeah. I was buying vinyl and we were talking about synth pop, which, you brought it up. And it was funny because I got into it because my sister got into it. So like the Pet Shop Boys started Noise till Tuesday, and then I found out the reason why she was into those bands because the boy she liked those bands. Yeah. So I was like, wait a minute. I got into it because your boyfriend liked them.
Like, what the fuck, man? I feel betrayed now.
She's like, I didn't actually like those bands, and I was like, what the fuck? I love them now. So yeah.
You can't, dude. Like it's so catchy. Like the midnight. There's something about like the way that their songs are. I fucking love it. And the other one that I really love is this. I don't know if you call it a, guy group band or whatever, but it's Dynatron. Yeah. Dynatron. Yeah. I love it. Even like I can listen to them chilling, driving wherever at night or, to work or whatever, or I can listen to them at the gym. Yeah. It's fantastic. I love it. But
they here at Tommy's, they have a lot Saturday nights of like goth.
Oh, I love it.
Set nights.
Yeah.
And I'll have some kick-ass DJs come in. It's funny. I brought Brent here before on Saturday nights after a show, and he walks in, he's like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is going on? I love it,
I'm like, dude, it's dope. It's awesome. Yeah.
We timed that.
Cheers. Yeah.
We timed that perfectly.
Yeah. So what you got some shows in the future?
Yeah, so I'm awful. I feel like I should have a better lid on like when we're actually playing, but I know our next one's June 14th at Slackjaw in Asheville. Okay. It's like a festival they're doing.
Slackjaw? Okay.
Yeah. We played there last year. Okay. I want to say. And dude, it was a blast. We played, although like we showed up, I think we got there at like 11 o'clock in the morning and we didn't go on until like 11 o'clock at night. And I was like, why are we here this early?
Did you drink all day long or you just hang out?
Yeah. We did it all. We went to eat, we napped, we drank, we shot, we hung out, we moshed. And then it was like, all right, time to get ready to play. Cool. Yeah. So, but it was so late in the day though. That's the only thing I like bothers me with like festivals is like, you get there ass early in the day and you won't go on until like 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, but you're there at like 10, 11 in the morning.
Why do you have to show up so early?
So it was like load in, load out. So we basically loaded all of our toys, like all of our cabs and all that shit, and had them stashed like near the stage that we would be going on. They didn't backline us, which I understand why, because it wasn't a big stage. Like when it's not a big stage like that, you can't backline because then you have like
thousands of shit. Everyone shit everywhere. Yeah.
But like, it's funny because sometimes the bigger bands that we play with, they don't even have cabs or heads on stage. Like they'll have like digital rigs where it's like all in a rack.
A lot of times at the Milestone, everyone will use the same damn stack. Yep. And just bring in their own gear.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are like, we've got the thrash attitude. Like we've got to have 412s. We got to have heads and cabs.
Well, it's funny because the only band, was last year's Seismic Summer Festival. It was all doom bands. Yeah. The only band that brought in their own sax that day was a green Green Door. I forget their fucking name.
Yeah.
But these dudes brought it in a stack, dude. Oh my God. Everyone was like, holy shit.
They're like, you better wake the fuck up.
Like, whoa.
We don't have that fucking.
Yeah, there's a spot where I go back to photograph.
Yeah.
And I walk back there and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, we're like, oh,
we got the real toys now.
These guys came out, we're like, oh, they brought their own shit. Yeah.
And
that was awesome.
So when festivals, like when venues ask us, like, you know, like, what's your stage plot? We're like, okay, we have, you know, guitar cab, bass cab, drums. And they're like, oh, is it like a 212 or 210? Or like, no, we have a 410 and, you know, 2 412s and heads and all that. And they were like, oh, how early can you get here? It's like, oh, fuck. Because then you got to get there early and then we got to like load all our shit and then it just sits there and then we got to entertain ourselves for, you know, however long it is.
So
but
I have a question about the new Brooklyn Tavern. Is there a fucking elevator to bring your gear up?
No, not that I know.
You guys
of.
walk your shit up those steps?
Not that I know of. We
always ask, like, this sucks to be a band. You have to
dude, we just muscle that shit up those up the side stairs in the back, and like, we're just like, fuck. So rewind. When we opened for Havoc, when we really met Slackjaw, Halloween night, that was at the like a downstairs venue that they have,
right? So.
And we lucked out. It was like go and go.
We didn't know they had that downstairs. First time we had went there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
First time we went there. We went to go see. It was in Forest and Madball.
Oh, that's dope.
But they played upstairs, so
yeah.
There was a big like prom shit going on downstairs. So we didn't know you had to go downstairs to check in on set. So we went back to go see X-Order, where you guys played, where we walked in, we just walked upstairs. They're like, just walk in. We're like, what? Hold on. What? We're like, wait, hold on. Yeah. So we walked back downstairs and we went, all right. Well,
I love X-Order, dude. Yeah. That's the second time we've opened for them, and it's so weird playing with them because they're all super cool. And like I've met, like, so as a BC Rich fanatic, Pat O'Brien's playing with them now from Cannibal Corpse, right?
Right.
And I nerd out every single time I see him play anything because, like, seen him with Cannibal Corpse multiple times. Like, he's got those gnarly BC Rich V's, which is what my friend Creesh and Lecherous Nocturne plays, who really both of them are them. So if you put them, Kerry King and Mick Thompson on like the wall of why I play the obnoxiously pointy guitars that I play, it's those guys. So,
I never put that together.
Yep.
You have a Kerry King.
So
it's just
it's the headstock. The BC Rich. Yeah. I play BC Rich Beast. That's been the shape I played since I was 16. But every time we've opened for X-Hoarder, super cool. And I try not to like nerd out too hard when I see Pat. He's been super cool every time we've talked.
He's the coolest dude.
I loved him. Like, we nerd out about guitar tone, shoot shit, but like, I'm over there like looking at his guitar. I'm like, hey, if you ever like get rid of that thing, like I want it.
Do you think Pantera ripped off X-Hoarder? Because every time
and no.
Every time I've brought them up on the podcast, every band that's on there said, "Oh, that's the band that Pantera."
Yeah, I think there are elements that they ripped from. I mean, but like the thing is like with metal in general, it's like everyone kind of. Like
there's only so much shit you can do.
Yeah. And eventually you will take something and just kind of tweak it and adjust it a little bit. Like, dude, we had one song for a while that like I played it and Ian was the one that busted me out. He was like, all right, Metallica. And I was like, fuck, now I got to go back and rewrite it. Shit.
It was funny because the band that opened the last show you guys played for, Thrash Later.
Yeah.
They've been talking to me a lot about getting shows here in Charlotte. I've been trying to help them get on bills and everything, but he sent me their new song and I forget what the fuck it was, but I was like, you guys realize your opening sounds a lot like a Metallica song. And he went back and he listened to it. He goes, oh fuck yeah, it does. I was like,
yeah, you gotta let some other ears hear it because if you don't, then you'll release something and it's like, oh, you very clearly like.
I mean,
I'm guilty of it too.
It's out there still, but if anyone wants to book Thrash Later, those guys are awesome. Pressator, I'm sorry.
Pressator. Yeah.
Pressator. We saw them open for you guys and X-Hoarder.
Yep.
Those guys got their shit together,
dude.
So the guy on guitar looks a lot like Cliff
he does, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
I was like, that reminds me of being in high school, man. So where can people find you? Where can do you guys?
Everything, every platform.
You're on every platform.
Every platform. Drew, I feel so bad because Drew pulled that shit up last night. We're playing Cards Against Humanity, and he pulls it up. He's like, "Where can we listen to everywhere?" Like, I don't think there's one platform you can't find us on right now. So
that's like us.
All of them.
We're in everything. Yeah. We're in everything.
Wherever you stream your music or watch cool videos, like we got it.
You guys got any T-shirts or?
How
about some vinyl?
Dude, that's the thing that Drew's trying to get. Like, we're trying to get printed now. Is like, so Drew kind of like
new shit or old shit.
Old, well, new.
Both.
No.
Both.
All right, both. So, like, okay.
I need to have Rats on vinyl, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh, please.
I want to record it. I keep calling it Rats. That's just what I call it. Rats.
I'll know exactly what you're talking about. So, I don't think we have physical copies of Blind Violence yet. I think we were going to before we hit the road, and we never did.
Maybe just press a single.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, because Drew's got like this big spreadsheet of all of our merch that we move through. So shirts, koozies, stickers, hats, patches, blah, 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 blah. And that was the thing we got asked the most while we were on tour was vinyls. Yeah. And
that's the thing, dude.
Yeah.
Vinyl is huge.
Yeah. Because he was, and I mean, Drew was asking me last night, do you ever, like, I have a record player at home, and it's like, it's from my dad. So it is a 70s era Sansui, I want to say, but it's it's a legit, it's like an old vinyl record player.
Yeah.
And, I've listened to, like, when I would do artwork or like whatever, I'd spin, Ride the Lightning, Rust in Peace, Peace Sells, Justice, Black Album, like any album I can listen to start to finish. It goes on there and I want to listen to it. And so even with our shit, like, I'm like, God, we really do need some vinyls. Cause there's something about having like if you download something, I don't like,
it's just there.
Yeah. It's just there. Like, I like the physical.
I like to hold, right.
Yeah.
I like to hold it in my hand, see the liner notes.
So did you do this when you would get CDs or vinyls? Did you especially with CDs, did you ever take out like the book and like flip through it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I got it. I like having the physical thing I can look at, like the CD.
Like, oh, wow. Well, once upon a time, you had to.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm hardcore about it. I love
when CDs come out, because you actually got more of a book than you do with cassette tapes.
But that was the cool thing about like music back then. You actually got to hold it in your hand and play it. I mean, I love Spotify. So yes, Spotify has its pros and cons. You get to hear bands you wouldn't normally find. Yeah. But on the other hand, you don't know a damn thing about them.
No. And that's why I geeked out having, like, if I had the physical copy of like a CD or a vinyl, I could go look at things. Like, especially, like, I remember very distinctly getting Injustice for All and flipping through the book and being like, what is, and it says Metallica uses Mesa Boogie, Marshall, ESP, Zildjian, Tama, whatever. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's cool as shit. So I could go flip and go find, like, whether it was like Modern Drummer, or it was like before I like really had like the internet. So I'd go flipping through like Musician's Friend or like magazines and go find what it was that, like, the closest thing that looked like what they were playing. I was like, I want to play that. I want to do this. But I like the physicality of having a CD, vinyl, the same thing. Cause it was something tangible.
Yeah.
There's something about like when it's on your phone, it's like, yeah, it's on your phone, but it's like, you don't know. You don't have anything like, okay, cool. That's like, oh, I just listened to it. Okay, cool. But like, did you nerd out about it? Like, did you fucking nerd out?
Well, even on Spotify, if I catch somebody new, I start scrolling down to see if they got a write up.
Yeah. Right. And props to Spotify. Yeah. If there's a band on your playlist that you listen to a lot, if they see that they're on tour, I don't know who does that shit, it'll tell you, hey,
that too. Yeah.
So-and-so is going to be playing in your area soon.
Yeah.
So, which is what, I'm glad that they're doing that shit. So
yeah, it's a little better that they're doing it now. Cause like sometimes it's like, dude, you might go find somebody on Spotify, but like you don't know shit about them unless you go really research it.
I found a band called Ordos.
Yeah.
They're from Sweden. They're
Nice.
a death metal / metal band. But they put out a new EP, and I found out they have a song called "Welcome to the House of the Dead."
That's a cool title.
Yeah,
I like
dude,
that a lot.
I was doing like a random playlist one day, and that song came out. I was like, "Who the fuck is this?"
That's dope.
So I did like random
Yeah.
research on him, which is, that's my thing. I don't know if anyone else does that shit.
Yeah.
But I went online, and this dude comes out, and when they're on tour, he's got a big old fat beer belly. He comes out and fucking sings without a shirt on. He's like, dude. If they were to come around, I would go see him. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it out. Bring the bass. Bring the bass.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking, they're a badass. But that's how I found them. And I wouldn't have normally found them if I was just, doing anything else. So, yeah.
I go down the YouTube rabbit hole a lot. Like if I'm listening to a band, like it's like a blessing and a curse. So like I'll listen to a lot of different bands on YouTube, believe it or not, because if I go, like I like watching music videos, I like watching like guitar rig rundowns and whatnot. And sometimes they'll play something immediately afterwards. It's like, who is this?
Yeah.
So I'll find a band and then like, I'm like, all right, hold on. Then I'll start scrolling through like, the suggested videos and go find like another band. That's how I found this one band. I remember, God, I can't remember what year it was, but I remember looking through, like, I watched like an old video of, I do this a lot with bigger bands. I like going to watch their live videos because like, I always want to see how bands perform. Right. Because I want to see like what to do, what not to do. Like, if you're more entertaining to watch, like, okay, do shit like this.
Right. I have seen bands that are very big bands and do shit shows.
Right.
And then I've seen bands that are out. I'm sorry, I'm going to stop you. One of the best bands I've ever seen live that always was consistent and always phenomenal live was Linkin Park.
Oh, yeah.
Those motherfuckers, I'm not a big fan of them, but every time I saw them live, they were fucking phenomenal. Dude. They always put on a good damn show.
I saw them when Meteora came out. So I was 12 at the time.
Okay.
I want to say. Like, I was a kid. But I'll do that with videos on YouTube because I like seeing like, one, what's a band like live? Because if I go, pay to go see them, like I want to see a show, like play.
Gore.
Yeah. So I'll go find new bands that way a lot just from like just whatever YouTube suggests. But like that's how I found Savage Messiah.
Oh, first,
and I love them.
Yeah.
And so even kind of correlates to us, like, our live show is like, we don't have like a lot of cool like lights or props or anything like that. Like we sound check and then it's like, okay,
you don't
go.
need them.
Yeah. You said what?
You don't need them.
Yeah. We just like, for us, like once we sound check, like we don't have people sound check our shit for us. Like we sound check it. We don't have any kind of like frills in terms of like light show or props or this or this or that. Do I want it? Yeah. I want the Slayer like curtain drop.
That'd be
that
dope.
That is my goal. I want the curtain drop, but oh yeah.
With the crosses.
Yeah, dude, their whole light show and the whole thing was like, I've seen Metallica, I've seen Megadeth, I've seen Anthrax, Testament, Overkill, Death Angel, Exit, all of them. And
we saw you guys open for Overkill.
Yes.
Yeah,
that was surreal.
Dude, hold on. The other band on that bill, the band that played before Overkill. Night Demon. Holy fuck, dude.
Yeah. Night Demon's cool. We played with them. We played with them in Asheville. It was at the auditorium, which is now the Odd now, but we played with them for I think it was Steel and Stone Festival.
Yeah.
And we opened for them and they were asking all the bands like, hey, do you have a 412? Like, can we borrow yours? And me and Drew were like, fuck yeah. Because we were like, we got ours. Like, fuck yeah, take that shit.
Yeah.
So
dude, they were dope.
Night Demon's coolest, and they're all super cool guys.
They were phenomenal that night. I had never heard of them, never listened to them before, and him and I were like, wow, these guys are awesome.
Yeah.
When they first came out, I was just like,
yeah, Night Demon's super cool. And then watching Overkill, like, I think that's probably the first time I saw Overkill. That's probably the only time at a show I've probably had like a concussion afterwards. We saw them when It was when Testament's Dark Roots of Earth came out.
Right.
And we saw them at the old Masquerade in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
And there were people.
The old house?
Yeah. Yep. There were people like stage diving, crowd surfing, and I got kicked in the head at least twice that show. And I was already kind of feeling rough that show, but like I remember some dude coming over my head this way and then coming back the other way. And on both times, it was like he kicked me in the back of the head the first way and then again in the back way. And I was like, ow, but it's fucking worth it because it's overkill.
Yeah.
And that time they put on a hell of a show. And even when we opened for him, I was like, dude, fuck yeah.
That was all right. I hope Ground Zero doesn't listen to this episode. What do you think of the new Ground Zero?
So we played both. We've played the old one, the OG, and we played the new one.
I like the OG.
So the old one, I'm not gonna lie, this was our second show, was at the old Ground Zero. And we were on that high ass stage, and I was like, this shit is like a skyscraper.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I mean, we had a blast there, but like, see, so the thing is we've had a couple venues that have kind of been like our hometown venues. And that was one, the second Ground Zero, the one that you've probably seen us at a lot, was like our main one that we've played at a lot. And that's really where we kind of did a lot of our growth, was there and in Rock Hill at the Money, which me and Brent were talking about earlier. Between those two venues, those are really the ones that we did a lot of our first growth at. I like
Vegas.
I like Ground Zero. We've always had like hit or miss sound guys. We've had some where it's been like awful. And then we've had some that like our live sound has been so crushing. It's just like, God, like repeat that again.
Yeah.
But it's just hit or miss. But that kind of is like outside of the radio room and the art bar, that's almost like home. I
just went to the radio room recently to see Sasha. I won't do that again during the week.
No.
Because traffic,
it's awful.
Traffic going down.
Dude, Greenville's traffic sucks.
It took me 3 hours to get there. 3 hours to get there. I'm like, oh my God, it's terrible.
It's awful.
Yeah.
That whole like I don't live that far away from the radio room now, and like that whole surrounding area, like on like Stone Avenue, and like once you get off the interstate, it's fucking horrible.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Well, it was on the highway. Well, I drove through a hailstorm.
Yep,
I'm on my way there. Trees were falling down on the highway. Everyone stopped and I just kept on driving.
Yeah.
And then it was construction.
Yeah.
In construction.
Yeah.
In construction.
Yeah. Over and over again. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Guys? Get it together. Come on. Like they've been working
go
on
to
this
see
shit.
shows in Greenville or Spartanburg, but I don't want to.
Dude, that's what's so hard about that interstate is like,
I feel like they've been working on it since I moved down here in 95.
I swear to God, they've never. This shit ain't done. Yeah, it's been going on for 20 years.
Fuck me running. It's been on there. They've been working on 85, especially like once you get past Boiling Springs, like it's just been nonstop.
Yeah,
it fucking sucks. So whenever we've had shows in Charlotte or anything past here, like. It sucks because we're like, okay, we need to leave at this time. Like, no, leave like another 30 minutes before because fucking traffic.
I mean, I left with time and thought I was going to be at this show in time, and I missed the opening band. Which I got to see opening bands because that's how I get turned on to other bands. So you were saying earlier, Drew has records that is you recorded. Who produces you guys' stuff?
So we use. I'm blanking now that you asked me. I know a band he's in, Rotted Remains. I'm trying to think of his. Keith. Sorry.
Okay.
Keith from Rotted Remains he did all of our like mastering for the most recent record.
Okay.
Drew did all of the mixing at his house and all the recording at his house. And then we send it to Keith from Rotted Remains. And then he does all the mastering and then sends it back, and we're like, "Fuck yeah, ready to go." He
does good.
They both knocked it out of the park. Drew's first swing or crack at a recording was us.
Yeah,
like that's the first he's ever done. Yeah, he's never done any recording before this record at all, and he jumped down the rabbit hole. And like when I say he went like deep. He went full force.
It was
for
probably something he was working on for a while.
Well, yeah.
And he was like, all right, this is gonna be my shit.
Because we were like, okay, we need a record that like, we need something that really, really hits home. Like in terms of, is it our sound? Is it a good capturing of how we play live? Does it meet, does it match the same energy? And with our last couple recordings, like they were good, but there was some element missing to it.
There's a big difference between Neverfall.
Yeah.
And the new
Razorgrave stuff.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
Especially, just looking to it on Spotify.
Yeah.
You can hear the
big difference.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's no shade at like our friend that recorded the last couple records, Jason, but it didn't hit the mark 1,000%. And he was super, super, super patient working with us because we're a fucking nightmare to work with sometimes. Just because we're like, no, it doesn't sound right. No, it doesn't sound. So we'll like just one little needle moving like a quarter of it, just that way, just a little bit. And then it's like, oh, maybe. But so, Drew went in because he knew exactly what we were going for. Like, okay, you want to match like what Testament, Exodus, Death Angel, Havoc, Power Trip, like all of our influences, like, okay, what do they all sound like that we are missing? And it was just like the live element of it. Something in the guitars was off, or like it wasn't saturated enough. There wasn't enough like overall output. Like it just, something was off.
It's almost like it's louder.
Yeah. It's meaner.
Yeah.
It's just meaner the way we recorded it. And so when Drew jumped down the rabbit hole to go do this stuff, like he did his research and he did all his homework to get this shit to where it's like, that's our sound. And that's with Blind Violence. That's probably the closest we've come to our live sound, because it does sound really close to how we sound live.
Yes.
Obviously live.
It does.
Like, we're loud. We're loud live.
New shit's fucking phenomenal, dude. I love it.
And like the way that we play, it's like, I love recording. I love the studio. I love tracking guitars in the studio because like it's for me, it's listening something come from nothing, and then you get the whole picture of the song.
Right.
So for me, like I love that. I love tracking guitars, but one thing that, our friend Jason and then Drew realizes, like, I get a little too into recording. So like I play the same way live that I will recording. So I'll like palm mute the shit out of my strings. Like,
like why would you not?
It's all about control. And so for me, I was like, oh, fuck, I got to dial it back a little bit, but like also to where I still get that sound.
Yeah.
And we get it, but like it's so hard to capture that without the imperfections. But so a friend of ours, and it's funny that you mentioned that, a friend of ours that used to play drums for Blackwater Drowning and Skin Cage, Chris Peavy, he made a post about, what makes metal so sterile now, and like why it's like, if your drummer's not like 1,000% perfect, like on the money, every single, click of the grid for recording, it's like, it's so hard to mimic that machine versus like live. And it's like, well, that's what makes a lot of modern metal now so sterile, is because it's so perfect.
It's that same, but they use that same stale drum line for a lot of like everything.
It doesn't
like
sound natural.
Like that double bass line doesn't really come into to play anymore.
Yeah, it really just sounds like it's so perfect that like there's no room for any kind of like error, which for me, like, okay, if you go listen to like an old Slayer record, there are imperfections, and I can point them out to you. Like, okay, that's a little faster than before. If you go listen to parts of Dyer's Eve from Metallica, you can actually tell where Lars's kick doesn't come in all the way.
Right.
You can hear it. But if you go listen to that record, it's still timeless because you get the organic feel of it. It's Dyer's a real Eve.
Thing. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah. So with us, like me personally, I want it to be as organic as possible, but also like you want it to hit those marks of being like, it's perfect in the sense of like your playing's clean and it sounds clean, but it's not so over processed that it sounds sterile and fake. Cause it does. Cause if you go see a band and you're like, okay, their record sounds absolutely crushing and precise and then you go see them live and it's like, wait a minute, what what the fuck happened? Like, why doesn't it sound like
they don't have that same sound live that they do in the studio? Yeah.
So for us, it was the reverse. It's like, okay, we need to match our live sound to this.
Dude,
because live we sound better than when we recorded.
I'm glad you guys thought about that shit, though. It's, I mean, but that happens a lot, though.
Yeah. So, with us, like, so it's one of those things that, like, as a tone purist, like for like me and Drew, like, you know, we kind of, I don't want to say we judge people when they have like the, you know, the digital rigs and the rack setups where it's like, you don't actually have your amp and cab on stage, but it's like, yeah, it sounds, you know, precise, but it's like you lose a lot of the live element from it. And with us, we like the mojo of having the air moving behind us. So like the 412s, the volume, the cabs, the feedback, all that kind of shit. We've done our research in terms of like gear of like, okay, do we need like overly loud squealing feedback? No, but do you want that?
It's got to be crunchy.
It's got to be real.
You got to be real.
And so if you're listening to it and you're just like as you're palm muting it, it's like, okay,
but I mean,
we got it. So
every time we see you guys, we're like, yeah, this is.
I want the most gnarly. Like if you were to go see 4 bands on a bill, like my competition is like, I want people to like, I want to see it on their like the disgusted metal face, like that. We're like,
oh my god,
that's what I want. Like I want to see people in the front room, like the front row, just like I love that sound. So for me, it's like I want our rigs to just sound absolutely crushing every single night, which is why like fly rigs are cool. Like even and Drew, like Drew has one that's like, it's like a backup rig that he brought on tour with us this last time. But that's if like an oh shit scenario happens where like one of our heads kind of
it's good to have a backup, dude.
Exactly. And that's why we bring, you know, backup guitars, backup, you know, everything, like cables, whatever. And so like our thing is like, I want the nastiest, meanest tone live. And so if we can do that, but then replicate it on a record, like good.
Yeah.
Cause then you hit our mark. Cause it's like, if you can't repeat it live.
How many bands have you seen live? You're like, this sounds like nothing like the record. So yeah. So yeah.
We've watched, like, you know, bands, music videos, live performances, whatever. And then you go listen to their record and you're like, okay, you got 2 different dynamics here.
Yeah.
Like which one is the better accurate, like representation of how you sound?
And I'm sorry, there are a lot of bands that sound better.
There used to be a lot of bands, especially back in the 80s, early 90s.
That were better on record than they were live.
There's a lot of them I preferred live.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the recordings just sounded like.
And we're guilty of it too. Like our first couple records, like they didn't sound anything like how we sound live. Like close, like you could tell like it was there, but not.
Like Rats, when you hear it on Spotify,
is different than when we play
live. Yeah. Live is a lot better. Yeah.
And
sorry, I will always call Rats. Rats.
I know. We know.
Rats.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, like, and especially even with Drew, is like we're tone hounds.
Yeah.
So we want it to sound as mean as it does live as it does on the record. So it's like, if it doesn't, we got a problem. Like we found that, like, you know, tone plugins and recording and all that, like it's great. It's fantastic. But does it sound like our live rig? If it doesn't, like, dude, make it sound like it does.
Yeah.
So I typically use 2 different amp heads, not live, but like at home. Like I've got a Mesa dual rectifier, and then I use a Diamond Nitrox head. And I just kind of switch between the 2 at home or live, just depending on the mood, really. Okay. But when we went to go record it, we modeled it after the sound I used for my Mesa. We're like, okay, can I make that? Can I make that both nights in both heads? Yeah, cool. Drew, move on, do the same thing. And then, you know, if we could replicate it live and in the studio, then that's cool. Yeah. That's what we need. But if you sound like 2 different bands live versus in the record, like, people pick up on it. Like you can hear it and you can see it. Like people will kind of do like a double take, like, wait a minute, hold on, that sounds off. Like, or we saw Tyr open for Death Angel and Children of Bodom years ago at Asheville at Orange Peel. Tyr had like digital rigs, right? And again, I'm all for if they both kind of sound interchangeable, like cool, fuck it, whatever. But they were playing, I can literally talk over their rigs and hear their picking hand. I was like, that's really weird. And me and Drew kind of both looked at each other.
You can hear everything that they're like the pickups and everything.
And they don't pick hard, or at least when we saw them, they didn't pick really overly hard. Me and like if you ever watch how I play, like I pick like a fucking like a savage, like, as mean as I can. But like I could hear his picking hand over the monitors, and I was like, "Whoa, hold on, time out. That's kind of weird."
No one really wants to hear that either.
But now when we walked back of the room to go hear him, it sounded crushing, like it was phenomenal. But it was weird because it was like there's the live element was kind of like not there almost. Like for me, that's what like I noticed. It was like there's no air movement. There's no like it just seemed like the whole thing kind of seemed like a little sterile and just flat, you know? And so from that point on, it was like, we can't, like, it doesn't fit our, like, would it sound great? Yeah. But like, it doesn't fit the need like what we do almost. So
you guys do it well, man. So
thank you.
We're big fans of Razorgrave.
Yeah. Thank you.
We've seen you guys. I want to say at least 6 times.
Yeah.
Seen you at the Milestone. We've seen you, at least the Milestone twice.
Yeah. Dude, we need to get back in the Milestone. We haven't been there in a minute.
No. You guys need to play here at Tommy's.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Come
this is a cool place to be.
It is, man. This is our home base. This is our studio, man. So, this is where we record all our podcasts. We are going to record one, hopefully.
Yeah.
When we do Chain State. We were talking about Chain State earlier.
Yes.
So,
I'm going to check them out.
Chain State, we saw them open at Rockville on the, I don't know what fucking stage that was, the Vortex stage on Saturday. They're 17-year-old kids that play fucking. Dude,
that is bananas.
Fucking amazing thrash metal, dude. These fucking kids they got their shit together, dude. So they're playing Charlotte, I think on the 25th
of this month.
Don't quote me
on
that date. But they're playing the neighborhood theater soon.
Yeah.
And dude, if you got a chance, come check them out.
Oh, absolutely.
Those guys are fucking, dude. These kids are killing.
When you were telling me about it earlier, I was like, that's right up my alley.
Yeah.
Like if it's like older era Metallica, Megadeth, I'm like,
yes, that's their shit, dude. Yeah. That's their shit. So, tell us again when your next show is.
June 14th at Sly Grog Lounge in Asheville.
All right, and they can find you where?
All streaming platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram.
Well, how about buying your merch?
I think it's
shirts, and
I want to say it is on Bandcamp.
Do you at least have CDs available?
Not yet. Not yet. Not physical ones yet. I know. We're going to. That is on the list as well as vinyls.
All right.
Because that is the only thing we're missing right now. Like we have
I go to your shows. I bought your patches.
Yeah, see, you've got the patch.
I'm like, we
got to get you a koozie now too.
Yeah, I have 1,000 koozies.
But you don't want a Razorgrave one.
No, I don't.
Yeah, see, we got to make that one happen.
You just got that new one today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. At the Vault last night, they had Blake's Tap Takeover. My good friend Ernest here went to the Tap Takeover, and he got me some merch from that. But one of the last questions I asked for bands, and I love putting them on the spot. What is one of your favorite cover songs of all time?
Oh God, that we've done or just in general?
No. Either way,
because that's an open question.
No, I've got a million cover songs.
Oh man,
but what is one of your favorite cover songs that anyone's ever done?
Fuck,
it's a loaded question. I know.
God, that's an open-ended one because there's so many. Like, oh boy,
you can give me your top 5 if you want to.
I like Metallica's version of Whiskey in the Jar.
Yeah.
Like that's just, for me, that's like one of my favorite, just like if I want to have a drink and just enjoy, like have a good time.
Yeah.
That's up there.
Thin Lizzy.
Yep. Thin Lizzy. Cause I love Thin Lizzy and I love Metallica.
Dude, so I've been to Ireland. I went to the Irish Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yep.
You would think their main thing was U2.
Yeah.
No, it's
Phil Lynott.
Dude, there's a statue of Phil Lynott that roams around Dublin.
Yep. I want to go to it so bad.
I found it twice.
So bad.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
So if we're doing strictly cover songs, that's up there. I want to say, so all the like modern era thrash bands, so like Dustbolt, Havoc, and Warbringer wasn't on it, but they had all gotten together and did a version of Swing of the Axe, Executioner's Tax from Power Trip.
Yes.
I
didn't know that.
Dude, that is one of my favorite songs to work out to.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Go listen to it.
Real okay. Swing of the Axe.
Dude, and we covered it for a while.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was fantastic.
Wait a minute. I've never heard it live.
Listen, because one of our shows we may or may not do it. When we would do it, so there was
next show I'm at, I expect to hear you guys.
There was a band in Georgia called Crypt, and whenever we would do it, we'd have Julian from Crypt do vocals, and I would just take a backseat playing guitar. And we'd play that cover, and I was like, "This is great." Because then the only time I would go up there to do the mic was the "Swing of the Axe," like that one part, like right there, and that was it. And so that was always a blast to play. That's definitely up there. Oh man, other favorite covers: Within the Ruins, "Fight Fire with Fire."
Yes, we talked about Vader's cover of. Fight Fire
and it's a hard toss up between the two. They're both crushing.
I'm telling you, dude, that is my cover for today. That Vader cover of Fight Fire with Fighter.
So have you heard? Sorry to cut you off. Have you heard Machine Head's cover of "Hallowed Be Thy Name" and Battery? Yeah,
well, I've heard "Hallowed Be Thy." I've never heard.
Listen to Battery.
I haven't heard Battery.
Go listen to Battery.
We went and saw Machine Head, and they played. Hallowed be thy name.
Oh,
but they
I'm jealous.
But they did not play.
What do you got there? Look at it. Brett's on. He's
No, he's right. Doomsday, Trapped Under Ice.
No. Dude. I need to go listen to it because Trapped Under Ice is my favorite Metallica song.
Oh my God. No, thank you, Brent. Oh my God. That's fucking dope, dude. Yes.
Okay.
That's a phenomenal cover.
We covered Trapped Under Ice once upon.
Metal song covers. Yeah.
Dude, we had a long roster of cool covers we did. Yeah. We did, I mean, every band does, For Whom the Bell Tolls and Seek and Destroy at one point, which we did. We've done Trapped Under Ice. We did Madhouse. We've done Take No Prisoners from Megadeth. We've done Postmortem from Slayer. We did Mandatory Suicide from Slayer, which funnily enough, when we did Mandatory Suicide, what's his name? I cannot remember his name now. We played with him at Tribbles, and he actually came and joined us and played Mandatory Suicide. Mark Rizzo.
Okay.
Mark Rizzo, yeah. I was like, dude, why the fuck can't I remember his name? Mark Rizzo did Mandatory Suicide.
Motherfucking Rizzo. He's Italian. Rizzo, yeah.
Dude, so is Tribbles going to make it?
I hope so. As far as I know, maybe. Yes, possibly. They better. I fucking love Tribble.
I know that they put out a post about a month ago that they were closing.
Really?
I think they turned it around. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but if you're listening to this, like, help us keep Tribbles alive, please, for the love of God.
All right.
Yep, absolutely.
Didn't you guys play Skylark here once too?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they closed.
Oh, so, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That might be a good thing. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
no. Fuck them. Come play here.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll play here.
Yeah.
We'll play anywhere, man. As long as people want to come hear us make noise. Like, fuck it. We'll come hang out.
After this episode, you guys will come and play here. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's Tommy's Pub, man. Anyways, thank you, Sean, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Fucking goddamn, it's about time, dude.
I know, dude. We've been trying to do this for a minute.
It's been at least a year.
Yeah. It's just scheduling conflicts and problems, but we'll figure it out.
So you got a show coming up. You're not going on tour anytime soon again.
For this year, I think we're done touring. Right. Unfortunately, we're out of vacation time to be able to do that. But I think next year. So you'll hear it here first. We're trying to do another record for next year. So
press on vinyl.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Listen, we're gonna get that done before then. Hopefully, I'm gonna stab Drew and Mike a couple times. Like, fucking, we need to get it done.
I'm gonna keep bugging you guys.
I want it. Listen, we've had a lot.
Or at least CDs because those are cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one buys CDs. Everyone wants a show.
They will if there's a physical copy.
Well,
they
we
get
had
their hands on. At shows anyway.
Yeah.
77 lines on.
Yeah.
They're like, we have CDs, but people actually buy them. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, people like the physical copy still.
Yeah.
Like again, like we were saying earlier, I like the physical thing.
Yeah.
I don't like, will I download it? Yeah. But like, I like having something in my hand.
not the same.
I want to leave with something like holding something like a record or a CD.
It's funny. All right. So we went to the Municipal Waste 25th anniversary show, and Brent bought the autographed record.
Yeah.
They put out before the show. I'm trying to help people crowd surf, but I'm guarding this record with my life. Because he gave it to me. He's like, dude, hold this.
Dude, I'm so mad.
And I'm like, I'm trying to help people crowd surf. I'm like, again, this fucking record in my head.
I lost a Machine Head shirt to help somebody crowd surf one time, man, and it will forever sting.
Yeah.
Because it was when I saw, it was after the Blackening tour, it was during Megadeth's Endgame tour. I saw them at the House of Blues. It was Arcanum, Suicide Silence, Machine Head, and Megadeth.
Oh.
I lost my Machine Head shirt that show. I was fucking livid. I'm still mad about it. Now I have a couple other Machine Head shirts and fuck yeah, but I lost the tour shirt.
They are, to me, they're a band that holds that line between rock
and metal,
radio rock and metal.
Yeah,
they're on that fine line between them both. You won't hear them on 106.5.
No,
but you'll hear a lot of people that like Three Doors Down that also like Machine Head.
Yeah. And I love me some Machine Head.
I do. I do too. I love them. Yeah. Anyways, man, thanks Sean for coming on.
Having me.
Long time happening.
Long time coming.
Check them out, man. They'll be on tour. They'll be playing a show soon.
Yep.
You can only find their music online. So maybe
Instagram. I gotta get out and check the show out as Razorgrave because the last time I saw y'all were Neverfall. So
no, you gotta see it as Razorgrave. Yeah, it's meaner.
Yeah. Absolutely,
it's cool. We're cooler.
Yeah. You're still the cool ass band though.
Yeah.
I'm still. I have to put that patch on my old fashioned.
Yeah, put it both on.
Never fail.
I'm here for it.
All right, man. Thanks, guys.
Dude.
Adios. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Even the sky, gun to the head, personal war, savage to death. Even the sky, gun to the head, personal war. Take, rain, blood from the sky. Take, rain, blood from the sky.
A huge shout out to our gracious host, Tommy's Pub. Located at 3124 East Wade Drive, Tommy's Pub is a small neighborhood bar that's big on music and community. Go to Tommy's Pub's Facebook page where they regularly provide updates about upcoming events to include weekly open mic night, karaoke, and live music from some of the best up-and-coming bands in the Queen City. Thank you, Tommy's Pub, for hosting ImVibes Podcast. Thank you for listening to ImVibes Podcast, home of good music, good libations, and good vibes. Please like, rate, and subscribe to ImVibes Podcast on your favorite listening platform. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All are at ImVibes Podcast. ImVibes Podcast is in need of sponsorship. If you'd be interested in sponsoring the show or just an episode, email us at imvibespodcast@gmail.com for more details. Email us at imvibespodcast@gmail.com if you'd like to be a guest or have an idea for a guest we should interview.
Opinions and views expressed by guests are not necessarily the opinions or views of the ImVibes team or BWM Productions.